That makes sense.
All right, guys. We're going to roll downhill tonight. I've got dinner plans with the president.
You do?
No.
No, but it sounded
Of his homeowner association. His neighborhood.
You have
one house.
You have a homeowners association?
Yeah,
We're
he's the only
neighbors,
member.
so I wouldn't imagine that.
No, there ain't no homeowners association by me, and I wouldn't be invited. Okay, you guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
You bet.
You ready?
Yeah. Meeting number 45 is now called to order on this November 4th, 2019. It is 5:30 p.m. and we're in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers. Would you all please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kathleen, roll call, please.
Phillips,
Here.
Graham Murray, Campbell,
Here.
Brinker,
Here.
Wilson.
here.
All right. First on the agenda tonight is Mayor's Award. It was the If I Were Mayor contest, and every year I am impressed by the youth on some of the things that they come up with. This one just really, really stuck to my bones, and I just thought, man, I need this guy in the council with me right now. But he's not old enough. You're not even shaving yet, Will. So we're going to wait on you. We're going to wait on you. But I'm going to read this just so people can hear it. I thought it was so good. And I was like, man, did this kid really write it? He's in my head. It says, if I were mayor, I would be ecstatic. I always think of things that I would change if I were mayor. There are so many things that the community thinks of. Let me back up. There are so many things that the community thinks of that politicians don't. Anyways, did you catch that on the camera? The first thing I would want to change is the way we pay for water. Right now, we pay a fixed amount, which means a family of 12 and a family of 1 who have the same amount of bathrooms pay the same amount for water. If each family paid for how much water they used, it would be a lot more fair. I totally agree with that. The second thing I want to apply is a beautification project for the uptown part of Burlington. Our downtown is nice, but the main part people see when they drive through is our uptown. And what would make sense would be to make the place people work and see the best. Another very good point. The third thing I would do is add more options for energy providers. Our current provider raised our prices 25% last year, and it is predicted to raise it by another 25% this year for our residential properties. That's 50% in 2 years. This is not manageable for middle-class America. Preach, brother. Those are the three things I would change as mayor. While I know this is a hard job, I think these would be some solid points to look at. Thanks for listening. Not only did I listen to it, I'm going to steal some of these ideas for my own. Well, I was just so impressed, man. I can't say enough. Even when I read it, I said, man, I've got to find out. This kid get help on this? When I found out this was all you, man, it was obvious that you're my winner this year. I'm glad to say that. And Mr. Will Woodard, come on down, my friend. Wherever you want to, Mayor.
Yeah.
And Will, would you come to the microphone and have a word? Will Woodard.
So I just really like to thank all of you and the mayor and everybody that was in on this process for giving me this opportunity. And I think it's a really smart thing to just make kids think about these things. Like, some people like me are raised in environments where it's like table talk, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Right on.
So if their teachers tell them about this or they find out about it on their own, they can think about this stuff and actually be involved in the community. And I just wanted to thank everybody that was involved for this opportunity.
Very cool.
I like how you brought up how this is table talk for you guys, and that's a good thing. I like to hear that. TV trays are killing and destroying America. So we just need to go back to the tables and sit down with our parents and our siblings and have some dinner and talk about things. I know your parents are very proud of you, and I'm proud that you're Burlingtonian. And just for the record, when I went to present his award at Notre Dame, they gave me a hat and a jacket. I am officially, from this point on, a Nike. Is that correct, right?
Yeah.
I'm an official Nike, so I want to thank Notre Dame for that as well. Will and family, you guys can get on out of here now. I certainly appreciate you coming down.
You're welcome to stick around too if you want. I mean, I'll take him any day.
Yeah, right on.
We have an open seat, right? Yes.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1 consent agenda having been discussed are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If the discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. On the consent tonight, we have the usual finances and miscellaneous, minutes of previous meetings, payroll and city claims, beer, liquor, wine, and cigarettes, reports, and bonds. We also have 14 resolutions. The first is a resolution approving nuisance abatements for various properties. The second is a resolution approving final acceptance, final payment, and release of retention monies for the 2018 Patterson Street Erosion Repair Project. The third is a resolution approving purchase of 3 6-inch replacement pumps for public works. The fifth is a resolution approving the intergovernmental transfer of public funds agreement between the Iowa Department of Human Services and the City of Burlington, Iowa. Number 6 is a resolution of support and financial commitment for the Main Street program in the City of Burlington, Iowa. The 7th is a resolution approving an agreement with the Municipal Pipe Tool for Q's GIS Information System, GIS integration. 8th is a resolution approving an agreement with Burt Gurney and Associates for permanent flow meters. 9 is a resolution approving purchasing policies and procedures. 10 is a resolution obligating funds from the Burlington Crossing TIF rebate subfund of the city's urban renewal tax revenue fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment rebate payments due to be paid in the succeeding fiscal year. Number 11 is a resolution obligating funds from the Greater Burlington Partnership TIF rebate subfund of the city's urban renewal tax revenue fund for appropriation to the payment of an annual appropriation tax increment rebate payments due to be paid in the succeeding fiscal year. Number 12 is a resolution obligating funds from the Park West LLC TIF rebate subfund of the city's urban renewal tax revenue fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment rebate payments due to be paid in the succeeding fiscal year. Number 13 is a resolution obligating funds from the Weingard TIF rebate subfund of the city's urban renewal tax revenue fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment rebate payments due to be paid in the succeeding fiscal year. And lastly, number 14 is a resolution authorizing internal loan from general fund to tax increment revenue fund. We also have a public hearing, or 2 public hearings set for November 18th. The first is a consideration of the sale of a portion of property locally known as 709 South 8th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions. And then the second is a consideration of plans and specs for the 2019 Lewis Street Sewer Repair Project. MPT, we also have an appointment.
Yes, we have an appointment for the Parks Advisory Committee for Sarah Zotz. And we thank you for your service.
Right on. Anybody want to remove anything from the consent tonight? I see none. Council?
Nope.
I'm good.
Good.
I move to approve all items listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second.
Moved in second. Kathleen?
Phillips,
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Rinker,
Yes.
Wilson.
Aye.
Ordinances.
Your Honor, I have a motion for the preliminary adoption of a second reading of the ordinance amending the section 58.13 Type A permit general standards of Chapter 58 noise control of the Burlington Municipal Code.
Second.
James? Who?
No, it's Chief.
Okay.
All right, good evening. Basically, the only change we have is in the hours, that limit, and you'll see we're moving under 58.13 Type A permit. It'll go from till 11 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. is the only change that's in there. So basically, if you're in a commercial zone, an area zoned for commercial, you can get a sound permit from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Instead of previously it was cuts off at 9 p.m. Any
Okay.
questions?
No?
Any questions from the audience for the chief? I see none. Council, we're good?
Yep. Now, Your Honor, I'd like to amend the motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of the ordinance, amending section 58.13, type A permit, general standards of chapter 58 noise control to read as follows. For waiver of preliminary consideration and adoption of the second reading for the final adoption of the ordinance amending section 58.13, type A permit, general standards of chapter 58 noise control of the Burlington municipal, I can't say municipal.
I know, it's crazy, right?
To save my life.
Can you read all that
Code.
again real quick?
Yeah, once more.
Second.
Thank you for the second. Okay, let's vote on the amendment.
Phillips,
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Rinker,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Okay, now let's vote as amended.
Phillips.
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Rinker,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
All right, number 2.
Your Honor, I have a motion for final adoption of an ordinance vacating and selling a portion of right-of-way located adjacent to 1815-1845 Des Moines Avenue, Burlington, Iowa.
Second.
Moved in second. Mr. Tisdale?
No changes from the previous 2 readings, again vacating the portion of Valley right-of-way located between 1815, 1845 Des Moines Avenue, running from Course Street north to Cash Street extended, and then a portion of Cash Street that had never been developed, and selling to Carl A. Nelson, the adjacent property owner on east and west of the alley and adjacent to the Cash Street to the south.
Questions, concerns from the audience? I see none. Council?
None?
Good.
All right. Kathleen, let's hammer it down.
Phillips,
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Rinker,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Okay. Man, you guys have been so great tonight. I know this has been tough and a brutal meeting. So, we'll take comments from the audience. Mr. Kreitzer.
Robert Kreitzer, 810 North Fifth. I had a question because people were asking where to vote. I know the precincts are set up number-wise, but when you look at the map, if a street borders, like their boundary is a precinct, where do they go? Is it divided up like north-south or even odd or? So like, for example, my friend lives on Dunham. She goes, I don't know if I vote as part of this district or the other one because she's like, I'm not a color, I'm a line on the map.
She should contact the Des Moines County Recorder's Office.
Yeah, and that's what
Oh,
I
not recorder, I'm
suggested.
sorry,
Auditor.
office,
Yep, that's what I
sorry.
suggested, but I was just wondering if there's a,
They're the ones who would set boundaries and how those work.
Okay.
So that is the place to go to get those questions answered. We,
Just give them a call in the morning.
all right, there's no universal, well, we can find that out though.
Well-
right?
whatever standards they have, they set.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if
But
someone up here
it would
might-
make sense that if you're on one side of the street, you would be on the boundary for what's on that. But the only way to know that for sure
Sure.
is to contact the county auditor.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted to know. And other than that, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's elections, and everybody's got to ask me questions except you all. And so I was wondering if you had anything for me the night before. Just don't sink my ship or sabotage me.
I was just going to ask you, how come your hair is dark but your beard is red?
Genetics, man. Next question.
I have that same problem.
I will say that I've,
Next question.
I've been with some of you coaching soccer or around your kids. Some of you I've worked with, some of you I voted for, some of you were neighbors and friends. I just want to say that I have a lot of respect for you guys, and for you too that are leaving, you're going to be missed, and I really appreciate you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Hey, I want to say congrats to you, man, just stepping up to the plate. It takes guts, and people talk a lot of stuff, but
And
when you have to put the rubber through, where the rubber meets the road, that really takes.
And I want to say that the other 2 candidates are solid, and I think that no matter who you voted for or who you vote for tomorrow, I think we're in good hands. So if anybody was stressing out over it, I think we're going to be good no matter what. So,
I agree.
I agree.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kreitz.
Good luck tomorrow.
On the voting thing, if you do, might not be the easiest to find, but on DMC GIS, on the Des Moines County GIS site, there is a layer there for voting precincts. So if you go in and search your property and then click on layers under Des Moines County, there's voting precincts, and so you can find your precinct that way as well.
See, you're on the wrong side of the tracks.
Right on.
You are phenomenal, Eric.
I had to look up myself today.
Well, Eric, since you already started talking, you want to finish talking?
I have nothing else.
All right. And he's not shaving either. Kathleen? Kathleen's got nothing. Peanut butter is out of town today, so we'll see when you get back in town, peanut butter. Counselor?
Does anybody else on staff
Yeah,
have
there's-
anything?
Does anybody what?
Anybody else on staff have anything? All right, well, forget. Yeah, first of all, first and foremost, Robert's right. It's great to see all three candidates here tonight. Bill, Christopher, and Robert, all three of you, good luck. I will be pleased with whoever makes it. And hopefully whoever doesn't, the very next election, sign up again, please, because I think you guys all have something very valuable to offer. So make sure to get out and vote tomorrow. And there's also a Thanks for Giving food drive that's going to be at November 9th at Reinschmidt's. It's real simple. Just drive to any grocery store or grab some cans out of your closet and drop them off at Reinschmidt's. They'll be accepting donations all day. They're going to do a food giveaway on the 23rd for families that need it for Thanksgiving. So please consider donating.
Awesome. You good?
Good.
All right, thank you, sir. Want to begin voting tomorrow. Weather's about to change, so you need to check your tires. Whenever the weather goes from warm to cold, probably all four of your tires are lower than what they should be. So now's the time where you want to air them up. Don't mess around with them. You run them 10 pounds low for an extended period of time. It's just like running them completely flat. It'll ruin your tire. And now, 2019 Community Thanksgiving Dinner. Here's the information for that. The location is at the high school again, 421 Terrace Drive. Dine-in serving is from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., and I believe they're still looking for help. Carry-out service is at 1:30 p.m. If you need to have a meal delivered, you can call 319-753-0193, and they'll be glad to help you there. They also have transportation for handicaps, so if you have an issue, or whether it's temporary or permanent, they want to help you as well. And you can call that same number, 30193, and they'll be glad to get you some dinner. So don't go hungry and don't eat alone over the holidays. We want to make sure that everybody gets something to eat. For canned items, if you want to help out, for the canned items, you can bring those items to the Burlington Public Library by Wednesday, November 27th. They're taking canned corn, canned green beans, any style, apple juice, cranberry sauce. If you want to donate for a turkey, you can go to the Hy-Vee on Agency, and you can buy the turkey there. They'll make sure that everything gets done, all that stuff, and you don't have to worry about leaving with the turkey or anything. So it's just a great deal, and don't spend the holidays alone. Come on out. If you need a ride, they'll make sure that you get there. I think that's it for me. MPT.
Yep, so I have, of course, vote. Find out where you need to be voting, and even find out if you're registered. You can go to a website, sos.iowa.gov.
That's right. Tell them.
There is a link where you just type in your zip code and then your street address, and it'll tell you exactly where you're supposed to go for various types of elections, city school elections, primary, general elections, that sort of thing. Often they are the same, but sometimes if you're on the outliers of the community, they are different. And if you are having trouble finding the website or need help, I think that, although tomorrow is voting, so it's a bit more time constraints, but I'm sure somebody at the Burlington Public Library would be more than willing to help you figure out how to get to that website. That is about all I have. I just hope that everyone stays safe, gets out there and gets their vote in. Thank you.
Counselor?
I do want to remind everybody that this weekend is the Burlington Fine Arts Gala. If you want to go, contact a gala representative. It's a great organization. All the funds raised go to benefit the arts programs in the schools or the different camps and promote art in the area. I also want to wish the three candidates in the House the very best tomorrow. I look forward to serving with any or all of you. So, Any of you, I guess.
I would like to point out that No Shave November started 4 days ago, and look, Matt, that is a good-looking beard.
So, it's the same weekend every year, and it stays until
amazing.
May. It ticks my wife off, but it's all right.
Just an observation. You can grow it.
Yeah.
Well, just for the record, I've been growing mine for a week too, and,
Don't lie.
all right. Okay, James, let me tell the joke though real quick. You know, I was worried about my baldness, you know, it's just a concern of mine.
Should be.
And so I saw this commercial late at night, and it says, if you buy this product for $6.99, your hair will grow in a week. So I bought the product, it came, and I used it every night. Nothing grew on the top, but my hands have been real fuzzy lately. Okay, James, tough crowd tonight.
Nick is gonna be on the radio on Wednesday this week, talk about snow routes. Normally, I think we do that in December, but given we've already experienced our snow, it's probably okay timing to get that done. There will be another community meeting on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock at the Loft.
Thank you, Jim.
To speak on the topic of community violence. I know there was a meeting this last week, a separate group, and, what's the name of the?
Cure for
Cure
violence.
violence, so. The two organizations are, and I think Chief could speak to it, they're coming at this, both of them with a concern for how we address the issue in the community. They really seem to be looking at different perspectives of it. So even though there's two separate programs going on, they're tackling the issue from different spots. So please be involved to the extent you can. Again, the church has on their website has a lot of information from their previous meetings. So make sure that you take a time to review what they've put up there and are trying to make us to be part of that conversation as we move forward.
Thank you. In fact, I can't be there this Thursday, and I've been at the other one, so if somebody could pick up the,
I'll be there.
That-
I'm glad
thanks.
you brought that up too, because I want to say thank you to Pastor Melissa, who's been the host and the moderator for this, and she's just put a lot of hard work in, so.
Yep.
And she didn't do it for me to thank her, but I just want to say that publicly. She's doing a heck of a job, and we certainly appreciate all the work she's put in on that, so. James, you're good to go?
Yep.
Kathleen, you sure we can leave? Okay, I'll take a motion then.
Motion to close?
Second.
Moved in second. Kathleen, countdown.
Phillips,
yes, please.
McCampbell,
Certainly.
Rinker,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.